woke up in the morning, the sun was shining, the weather was perfect, so we decided to go somewhere and enjoy the day.
We started the day by walking to the main train station. That was difficult to say. When we got to the train station, we realized that there was a construction going on, so we had to take 2 trains. So we started up by taking the S train, the B line, to Österport, and then we could take the actual train up north.
It was heading towards
Helsingborg.
And on the train ride, because it was kind of like a 30-minute, maybe a little bit more. On the train ride, we took the mates and we had some mates. Actually, drinking mates on the train is my favorite thing to do because I just love that they don't move that much. I don't get dizzy, and then I can look out the window and enjoy the view and drink my mates. It was perfect.
And it wasn't that crowded either.
We were very lucky. At some point, we were just the 2 of us.
The temperature of the train was perfect. Why would you care? Then we arrived at Helsingborg, and we were actually hoping that my tattoo artist also kind of foolish because he made these ones, but he was not there. So we could actually see it from the train that he was not there. It's actually our plan to like jump by there and say hi and maybe get a coffee. But then we realized actually on the train station itself there was a gate to the ferry to Sweden. So we decided let's just go to Sweden. It's a 20 minutes ride. Very short.
Very short.
The only thing is, it was very windy.
It was very windy, and I was very worried that I was going to get seasick because I haven't taken that many ferry rides in my life, but the few times that I've been in a ferry, I got super dizzy. I don't do well with this kind of movement. For me as an Argentinian, it's pretty cool to just like jump on a ferry and cross to a different country.
In 20 minutes.
Very similar to Denmark in many ways.
Yeah.
Danes and Mikkel will say it's not that exciting, but it is for me. 90 krona. You're actually allowed to take your bike in this ferry. You just need to go the other way. Sometimes it's nice to go around without the bike after cycling every single day of the week to work. It's windy, that's for sure.
Are you nervous?
Very. I think I'm gonna get seasick, but let's see.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. We made it to the ferry. I didn't get seasick at all, which was great. It was a great ferry ride. And from the ferry, when we were leaving Denmark, we got the full view of the castle.
So that was perfect.
That was perfect. Super popular because Helsingborg, I think it's pronounced, in Shakespeare play Hamlet. So that's why a lot of people go there and see it for themselves. We just saw it from the sea.
Because of Hamlet.
Because of Hamlet.
And the ferry itself, it was actually an electric ferry.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that at all. But it was like a big battery and then it set somewhere.
Yeah. You can see in the list of ferries that are like leaving during the day, you can see which ones are electric.
Yeah. Which is super cool and probably also super expensive in these types.
It was a pretty modern one. It had a cafe, it had
a restaurant. 100% sure that it was not in function, that it was just when they took the ferry for something else or whatever. But it was actually for a 20-minute ride. I guess if you're coming with the car, you will be on the ferry like earlier and you can start there, and I guess they have everything done. For us, there's just pedestrians. We didn't have
enough time.
Not at all.
What we had time for was to fill up this with hot water, which was funny because I guess people are not very used to someone coming to saying, can I fill this up? Could you fill this up with hot water? I've taken the mate to many countries, and in most places they are kind of okay with you like filling it up. They just use the hot water for tea. It has happened to me in some places that they say, oh no, that's too much water.
But this guy here, he got quite confused.
When he didn't know what to do. Yeah, I just went to him and I said, this one is kind of half full. Can you like fill it up with hot water? And he was like, he looked confused. He was like, yeah, like maybe you could charge me for a cup of tea. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
We arrived at Helsingborg. First thing we run into was a church.
St. Mary Church. Very pretty. Not that pretty on the outside.
Not at all. The inside, it was really nice, especially the lighting in there was really
was so pretty.
Really, really nice.
Yeah. It had these windows. I don't know, how's it called when they have like colors?
Yeah, mosaic windows.
Mosaic windows. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation, but it's fine.
In Danish it will be.
Very pretty. And the sun was hitting right on that side of the church. So it was just like
Yeah,
very colorful.
perfect.
When I used to be very Catholic and go to the church, I always wanted to go up there, like the Catholic churches in Argentina, and they wouldn't allow you. So it's like, I don't know, it reminds me of the time when I really wanted to go up there. I haven't checked if it's open though, but I don't think it's okay to go, right? Should I try?
There was no one there, no?
Yeah, it was just us again. I mean, this whole city looked like very empty. Like no one was around, even though it was a sunny day.
Yeah.
There were no people walking. I actually told Mikkel at some point, are Swedish people different to Danes in that sense that even though it's sunny and like it's a nice day outside, they wouldn't go for a walk just to get some sun in their face? It was weird.
After the church, we went like further into the city or up the city because it's kind of like a hill up to a place called Shannan.
Wikipedia, we looked it up. Wikipedia says it's a medieval tower which is the only part remaining of a larger Danish fortress, which, along with the fortress in Kronborg, on the opposite bank of the Øresund, control the entranceway between the Kattegat and the Øresund and further south the Baltic Sea.
We got Denmark right over there. And Julieta Gaitan
Right over here.
right there.
In the same area where this medieval tower was, there was like a park and a lake, and there were some ducks in the lake. We decided to sit on a bench and have lunch, and it was super beautiful, surrounded by the leaves.
During the lunch, we discussed and looked at the map what to do, and then we decided to go to
Ferry's Call, something like that, museum and
Frederiksdal.
It's an open air museum and botanical garden. I just saw botanical garden and I was like, that should be pretty for a sunny day. We started walking around. There was this kind of like rose garden area at the entrance, and then you go left, and then there is this like a imitation of how a neighborhood would be back then, very old houses and buildings. It was this area which was like a little neighborhood, like a, how do you call it, like a little city center.
Yeah, which was like newer age. Old.
Yeah.
And then when we went more out to the countryside of the place, it was like more very old. What is he doing in there?
I don't know. Oh, I want to touch them, but if they touch this, they will get...
They will get shocked, yeah.
Aww.
And then all of a sudden we saw like in the horizon that the weather was shitty, and we were hearing thunder and everything.
It was complete darkness. The sky was getting super... Like, it was funny because it was like half dark on one side and then bright and sunny on the other half. We found this little, like, it was like an U-shape kind of old building, a house, a place for
like
animals,
kind of farm thing.
Yeah. We were like, okay, should we stay here and wait for the rain to pass, or should we just keep, because it wasn't raining yet, or should we just go? Because
we were just standing in this little hallway.
Yeah.
We couldn't sit or anything, and we decided to go, and we walked 10 minutes, and then the rain started to hit, so we run back,
down.
And then it was like crazy.
I will say, I wish I had that on camera, because the way you run when you're in a rush, you told me it's because of your camera. Here, right? But he runs in such a funny way.
And then the sky cleared up, and we started walking back, and then
the day just got more interesting. I was just looking at the map to find a way to get out of this huge place, because I mean, even though we used a gate to get in, the place was super big, so we walked around for at least an hour, maybe more than an hour. There was a lot to see. We started walking back, and then I looked at the map, so there was a path to go out. Got to that path, there was a fence. We couldn't get out. And then I told Mikkel, I mean, the map is telling me to go this way, so should we just try a little bit more that way?
Then all of a sudden, there was a guy on the other side of the fence. I was like, how did you get in there? Everything seems to be closed.
Yeah.
And then we was like, I don't know, we're not from here. We're trying to get out, actually, we told him. We just found the gate which we used to get in.
So this is the fence. We're stuck.
We're not sure, and this is completely closed. And it says, please respect the fact that visitors are not permitted in the area after closing time. So we will try to go this way and see if this door is open. Otherwise, we will have to call someone.
Let's go.
How did we get out of here?
Yeah, I was kind of nervous when we were running, when we were walking pretty fast. But then I saw one of the workers there. Yeah. And I was like, okay, It's gonna be okay. Someone will let us out. We're not.
And then there was a guy in front of us walking there, and I could see the whole thing was also locked. Mm-hmm. And he got to the gate and
he pressed like a code or just this?
No, a code.
A code, right?
No,
we
out.
We got out.
And then we were like, okay, now we need some cake and some coffee.
Yeah.
And what you know what they call it? I didn't know that there was a thing at all in Sweden.
Yeah.
That's how much I know about the country on the other side of the river.
So I found this cafe because I wanted to have fika, which is actually, I had it once only before in Malmö, which is the other town that is closer to Copenhagen than Helsingborg. And it's basically what I read about it. Is this time Swedes get together for coffee and cake or pastry or something. It's just like this, it would be like the equivalent of mate for us, like getting together, stop for a second. So we went to this very cute cafe, got some, well, I don't drink coffee, so he got coffee, I got tea and some cake. We decided it was time to go back home.
So we wanted to see the sunset. We were talking about going up to that tower again, but then it was like, okay, then we have to wait for the next ferry, and it was kind of right on time at the sunset. So we just decided, let's just go to the ferry and then hope we can see the sunset from the ferry. Yeah. We arrived at the ferry, went to the end of it, and the sunset was right there in front of us.
Yeah, it was perfect timing. The sunset was at, I think, 6:06. Yeah. 6 minutes past 6 p.m. And the ferry was leaving at 6.
Right on time. Right, and we could see the thing when the ferry started going. It was perfect. And it's nice to like just go in some direction and then see where it takes us.
Yeah.
Or take you. Like everybody should do it.
I would say though, it's for these kind of trips, or if you're leaving Copenhagen and then you end up in Sweden, always take your passport with you, just in case. You never know where the day will take you.
Exactly. And let that be the moral of the story. Yes. You never know
where the day will take you.